Hey guys, today we're going to talk about elements of short fiction, specifically characterization. So in honors, we learned about direct and indirect characterization as means of determining what kind of person a character is. Now we need to add to that because we need to start thinking about characters' motivations and how characters grow and change over the course of the text. So right now we're just focusing on the idea of how these things inform how characters are motivated or how that is conveyed to the reader. Again, before we learned about two different things, direct and indirect characterization. Direct characterization is where the author tells us what kind of a person a character is. The hint here is you're going to look for a was or is and a descriptive word. So like, she is cheerful. She was maudlin about her past. He was gregarious or slothful. So the idea here is that generally the author, and I want to put in a caveat, the narrator, which I'm going to get to a little bit later, is giving us direct information about what kind of person that character is. Next, we have the more common, and you can never just rely on either one or the other, but the more common way of finding out who a character is, and that's indirect characterization. And this is where the author conveys what kind of a person a character is through speech, thoughts, effects, actions, and looks. This is pretty self-explanatory. How is the narrator, the author, conveying speech? What do they think about? If we can get if we have the type of narration where we find out what a character thinks, you're not going to always have all of these in each of your texts, but there are generally speaking going to be at least a few of these. Which brings me to the next point. Either way, either if you have direct characterization and indirect characterization, you need to make an inference to define what kind of person a character is. Why are you making an inference if you have direct characterization? Well, you have to decide whether or not you trust the narrator, and you have to decide whether or not the description the narrator is giving you, if there even is one, because sometimes direct characterization isn't part of it, is valid. So, at the end of the day, you need to figure out what kind of person there are, and then we add on this next layer of motive. So, the motives of our characters, it winds up being recursive because the motive is one revealed through their speech, thoughts, effects, actions, looks, but I also think that the things that occur in the novel affect the character's motivation. So you need to kind of keep track of both sides of that tally sheet, and a good place to start in determining and evaluating a character's motive is this idea of indirect characterization and the things that are being revealed through narration. All right, carry on.